First Women in Media event, which it was in response to a film screening that I had saw about Philadelphia's art scene, and the film misrepresented women in that film. It was only one woman represented in that film for her art, and I'm an artist first, and communications has been added on to me. And so I was very interested in going and supporting, but when I saw that, I was very upset. Like, I left like, something has to be done. This is not a true picture of Philadelphia. And I couldn't leave it alone. And I talked Kendra's ear off about it. And I was encouraged to do something, right? It was a fire inside of me that just continued to go. I just got back home from Spelman. Spelman's an all-girls school. We're in this mecca where we're empowered and we're given our resources. And everything that we need is right there in front of us. And I come back home to Philly, and one of the first things I see, I go to a social event, and there's a film that's the total opposite of my experience at Spelman. And that's where Women in Media was birthed. She's currently the midday host on 105.3 WDAS-FM. And her radio career has spanned country, hip-hop, R&B. She's also done morning show as well on radio. And this January will be 35 years being in the business.
I'm LaVon Nichols. I'm from New Jersey, and I want to know what's a struggle that you've had to overcome.
Not being petty. You got to have a good attitude. You can't be nasty. You can't think like, I've made it, I'm Hollywood, I don't have to be nice to you. Your attitude, you got to be the type of person that other people want to be around. A good attitude and network. Yeah. Go to places. Hi, how you doing? I'm so-and-so. Don't be afraid to reach out. A closed mouth isn't fed.
And I've seen things change so much over the course of my career. When I started out, I was always the first woman, the first person of color in every single job. Sadly, that seems to still be the case for a lot of people as well. There still aren't very many women of color in positions of power. But, you know, things have changed a lot. The business has changed. It went from being stations owned by a small group of people or small groups of radio stations to these mega companies like iHeart. In many ways, you're going to need to make your own destiny now. The days in which you could think about getting a job, keeping that job for the rest of your life, that's not happening anymore.
My goal is to make sure that every one of the girls that graduates from the Women of Tomorrow program leaves that program with a scholarship. So we recruit these young women in 9th or 10th grade. When they graduate 12th grade, we not only want to empower them and we want to inspire them, but we want to equip them for life after high school. And I like to tell other people who are new to their careers is to master the minors, but don't major in them. So what I mean by that, there may be really minor grunt work things you have to do in your career that you're like, I hate that I have to do this every single day. Master those things as quick as possible, because that's what they're paying you for. You have to master your minors, but don't major in them. Find other things outside of your job. You know, I hate when I hear young people say, oh, well, that's not in my job description, that's not my job. Well, you have to go outside your job so that and make that shine, and then you'll start getting paid for it. Or you build a skill that you can take somewhere else.
I'm going to tell you guys how I got my start at Channel 6, because it really goes hand in hand with the advice that I have to give, which is 1, stay ready so that you never have to get ready.
I know that's right.
And 2, always remember that your purpose and your destiny is bigger than you are. I'm a millennial, so I'm all into memes and all that stuff. I saw a meme, and it said, God, why are you throwing me into the fire? And the response was, because you know someone who is headed in that direction and you're stronger than they are, and I need you to help lead the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that really resonated with me. So I interned at Channel 6 my last semester in the same department that I work at now, and I worked my butt off at that internship. I mean, I was scheduled to be there 4 days a week. I was there 5 days a week. When we had special productions for like the auto show and the flower show, I'd be there until midnight with the cameraman, logging B-roll, just going above and beyond. I created like this whole social media proposal for one of our shows, FYI Philly. I don't know if anyone's heard of it. But yeah, and like I held a focus group. I didn't tell anybody I was doing this at my internship. I held a focus group for it. I did research, and it was like a 20-page proposal. And it took me 2 months to work on it. And then I finally grew the balls to ask my intern supervisor, Nikki Hawkins, if I could present it to her and the vice president of programming and executive producer. And I did. And from there, they held a social media workshop for the producers to just help advance their social media with the show. And I really think doing all of that is what led me to my job. And then 3 months after my internship ended, 3 months after I graduated, my intern supervisor, my now boss, reached out to me and said, hey, can you come in one day? I didn't know what it was for. She didn't say what it was for. I thought maybe it was just like a production assistant gig or something. So I walked into that building, a former intern, and I left out that same day an employee.